Hi everybody, my name is Tommy, and today we're going to talk about the American bison and the European bison. But mainly we're going to talk about the bison. Some people usually mistake bison into buffaloes, but they're whole different. Why? A bison only has a horn like this or a horn like this, but a buffalo has a horn like this. So that's one way their horns are different. Second, the buffalo, the you see, the buffalo's snout and maybe the buffalo's nose is circled like this. But instead, look, the other one you see has a nose that goes out and a head that goes inside and then goes out, like a bone. A bone goes in and then goes out. But a bison is different. Its snout is like a circle with two dots at the bottom. Well, you see, there are actually lots of types of buffaloes. There are female buffaloes, which horns are like this. Male buffaloes have horns like this. But sometimes they even mistake them into other animals. Other animals that have horns. Some people just killed a buffalo that they named Old Buffalo. But it is not an old buffalo or a buffalo or anything. But it is an antelope. Its horns are like this. There, its horn is like this, and its head is like this. You see, its head is not like the buffalo or any other type of animal that has that type of horn. But another animal that has that type of horn is the deer. But the deer's face is going down and then its nose goes up. You see, some animals that have horns, some horns are like this, some horns are like this, some horns are like this, or some horns can even be like this. You see, there are many types of horns. Well, I'll ask you a question. Do bison have claws? No, they don't have claws. Why don't they have claws? Only carnivores have claws. We are omnivores. We don't have claws. Omnivores eat meat, eat weeds, and eat plants. You see, these are claws. They are only for carnivores and dinosaurs that are herbivores. Some people even think that all dinosaurs are herbivores, but not really. Brontosaurus is not a herbivore, even though it has sharp teeth. So, now, what about the American bison? What kind of teeth does it have? It has flat teeth, but its teeth are like this. its teeth are like this. Its bottom teeth are like this. But also, its upper teeth open wide and wide. The row of teeth is also like that. But I'll tell you one thing that you never heard before. You see, a bison has horns. But a baby bison doesn't have any horns. A baby bison doesn't have any horns. A baby bison does not have any horns, even though all adult bisons have horns. But the baby one doesn't. You see, bison can be different, bison can be the same. All female and male bison are the same, but actually the baby bison isn't the same from the adults, even though it's a male or a female. It's not the same from an adult. Even though adults have long hands, we have short hands. It's not because that we're shrinked, but because we're just in elementary or we're just in high school. Our hands aren't that long. But when we grow up, our hands are long, just like the American bison or the European bison. When a little bison is born, its horns are small, like a demon. If it has a body, 2 hands, a neck, 2 legs, then it looks just like a demon. But when it was born, its ears are even bigger. The adult's ears are like this, and the baby's ears are like this. You see, babies have ears that are bigger than adults. Also, the European bison stands taller than American bison. The European bison has the feet like this, but the American bison only has the length of this. This is 10 centimeters, but this is like 20 centimeters. You see, the American bison has shorter legs. And one last thing, you see, an American bison has a large hump on its shoulder, but a European bison, the hump is pretty small. You see, the hump on its shoulder allows its head to go down and then eat the grass in the snow. It heads burp into the snow. Under the snow is some snow-covered grass. And it eats the grass and eats the grass and eats. You see, it pretty much eats. But how does it go so fast? This is the race of a car and a bison. You see, a bison can go even faster than a car, even though the car is going at top speed. The bison is also going at top speed. And how does it go so fast? Well, the bison goes fast because it eats a lot. A bison runs very fast. Why is the European bison so tall? Well, the European bison is tall because it eats grass. It eats grass and grows taller. Just like us, if we eat many delicious things, not so sweet, we might grow taller. Or if you eat something that has things that will make you taller, like vegetables, fruits, then you can be taller as well. Or maybe you drink some things like water, milk, coconut. You can drink anything, but not really sweet. So, now, did you learn about everything about European bison, American bison? Let's learn about what they eat. Well, an American bison eats fruit and grass, but a European bison only eats grass. You see? Imagine this is land. It has grass. Let me put some pens and pencils to represent the grass. You see, in this case, it has a lot of pens and pencils. And also, a bison eats, 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 and eats. That is the way of an European bison. But for an American bison, it's different. Why? They mainly eat fruit and grass. These big things represent fruit and the tall things represent grass. Just like this. You see, when we collect more things inside this, it pops out. So that is also one way of the American bison. What is another way of the American bison? Well, the American bison can have many different traits from the European bison. You see, a European bison has a straight tail, but an American bison has a curvy tail. You see, can you see the difference of the tails? Also, the European bison's tail is much straighter than the American bison's tail. So, now, what about if we learn about everything that we learned? You see, we'll connect everything that we learned that is not in the mind map, combining with what it eats and combining with the furry tail. Let's review. An American bison is one of the most largest animals in America. It is called the national mammal. A long time ago, bison usually have among 500,000 animals, but because people killed too many, there were only a few left. So, you see, bison are very important. Bison are very important because sometimes they provide us coat, but do not kill too many of them. You see, if you kill too many bison, then there would be no bison left for you to eat or to make coats. So make sure to kill less bison, and the other bisons will make more and more babies. When the babies turn into adults, maybe you can just kill a few. So do not kill a lot. But why do people a long time ago kill the bison? Well, a long time ago, people killed bison because they wanted for African settlers and European settlers and German settlers to come and visit their land. But because there were too many bison roaming, then they have to kill a lot to have more space to have cattle, houses and farms, but those bisons are cattle, and you can just get free meat from it every morning. Don't kill too many, as I said. So, you see, do not kill a lot of bison. If you kill too much bison, then there will be no bison left. And if they all gone extinct, then there will be no bison left as well. So remember to protect bison. So that is a story of a long time ago, how people treated bison. But what if you want more of the story? Well, let's listen to how do people treat bison kindly from now on. You see, after those bison were transported to the market and sell, the African, German, and European settlers found out what is going on. So they started to bring the bison that are left to Yellow National Park, and they just sticked on a sign saying no bison hunters. You see, there is a lot of work to build that zoo for the bison, giraffes, and other animals, but unfortunately they did build it. And some zoos are like the animal zoo, where the animals are roaming free even though they have a gate. The gate has a door that you can go in and maybe ride the horses, or maybe play with the other animals that are small, not very harmless. You see, sometimes when you go to zoos, you see a lot of animals roaming there. But in an animal zoo, it's quite different. In an animal zoo, they're from lions to bears, bison, as I told you, giraffes, they're all roaming free in the field. If we step one foot on the field, we'll get burned. But there's a path leading toward the animals. But you see, there are a lot of animals right there. And you see, bison are not really protected these days. These days, people kill from 10 to 20 bison every year. But the bison keep giving more and more babies, so there will be more and more bison from now on. Now let's review this. Because you heard the story, let's review all of this. Question 1. What does an American bison eat? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you guess the answer? The answer of it is it eats fruits and grass. Now, let's move on with the next question. What is the next question? Well, the next question is, what type of tail does a European bison have? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You see, did you know the answer? Well, the answer is a straight tail. A European bison has a straight tail. An American bison has a furry tail. And now, let's move on with another question. See if you remember the mind map. What does a European bison eat? Well, a European bison eats blah 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 to grow bigger and run faster and grow taller. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now did you guess the answer? The answer is grass. A European bison eats grass to grow taller, grow stronger, grow bigger, and run faster. You see, that story and these lessons of you always make you impressed. So, what if you want to hear about another type of story of the bison? Well, actually, the bison is the biggest land animal. And after it was brought to Yellowstone National Park or Yellowstone National Park, the park was already rebuilt. So they had a perfect cage for themselves. And also, whenever it's morning, the people let the bison loose in the fields to get some exercise. So the people in Yellowstone National Park, they always treat animals, including the bison, friendly. And sometimes there, bison do not attack the people that bring them there. They just stay calm and happy because they have a big house for themselves. Bison have something in common about people. What is it? Well, actually, bison are animals that are mammals, and they feed their baby milk. People are like that too. When you see your mom have a baby, you see that your mom lets the baby drink some milk. You see, all mammals let their babies drink milk. From cats to dogs to humans to bison to cows to But I'll tell you, this is an amazing fact about a mammal that lays eggs but still feeds its baby milk. What is it? Well, it is a seal. A seal lays eggs white on the outer layer, white grayish white on the outer layer. Inside, sometimes it's black, sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's a yellow, reddish, orange, or many others. You see, that is actually one way you can discuss about bison. So, do you know about bison? Well, did you listen to my story? Well, the bison are one of the most endangered animals, but one president actually concerned that bison are too endangered. So they like to set up a national park for the bison. And the bison lived happily ever after in the Yellowstone National Park. And every day they will have a free roam in the field, and every night they will have a soft place, big place to sleep in their cage. And in the morning they just roam to get exercise, and in the afternoon they stay in the cage to eat, and in the evening they get ready to go to bed, and then at night they go to bed, and at noon they usually graze in the fields. But you see, some bison usually mate, and that kind of thing is a gross word called rut. That is when it starts from June and drops out in December. Bison mate with other bison that are females. They usually use their horns and kick off trees to show their strength with their ladies. But notice, we don't say lady. Why? Because male bison actually mate with 10 or 20 female bison. But the female bison, plural, just mates with one male bison. You see, the male, sometimes they even fight and push against each other to show their strength. And the one that wins will continue to mate. And the one that loses still eats grass and graze. Do not breed anymore. So, you see, bison are one of the most popular animals in America. In America, the bison are the national animal. When they are rescued, they live in the Yellowstone National Park. When they're endangered, they live in the fields where the African, European, and German settlers arrived. So that's why American settlers had to shoo the buffaloes away, not kill them. Too much! You see, these coats, do you see they look furry? They would be perfect for making coats for us. Most of the leg coats are like that. But you see, do not kill a lot of bison. Only kill 1 or 2 bison a day. Do not kill 20 to 30 to 100. Do not kill like that. because now there are about 5,000 buffaloes roaming the world. A long time ago there were only 3,000, but now there are 5,000 because they lived so much in the cage and they create many babies that actually live in Yellowstone National Park. So you have to separate some of the families into other cages. But they had enough money in Yellowstone National Park. They have enough money to buy 1,000 cages. So do not worry about how many cages they have to buy, how many members they have to bring with the trucks. They just make their trucks with engines, with a steel, or maybe they just use power-up trucks, but just go your hands around and around for 25 hours. And then your truck will be full to go zoom, zoom, zoom. You see, you can make your engine a lot of different ways. You can use a lever engine. You just need to push the lever and then the engine will go. Or you can just use a joystick. You need to push the joystick and then also the truck will go. If you turn back the joystick, then the truck will stop. You see, some trucks are pretty amazing, but actually, in some trucks, somebody has to grip the top of the truck and sit their feet on the way that they go in out there, because when the truck needs to stop, then they have to use their foot to push the lever back and forth. You see, sometimes people have fun with that, but actually some people usually may have maybe too much fun with that, and the lever might be broken off. So remember, you see, bison are pretty useful animals for making coats like these, but they're not useful for killing. You see, you only need to shoo them away, not kill them away, because you see, if you kill too much bison, they will go extinct. And also, America wouldn't have any more coats to make. And wait for the cows to come, the buffaloes to come, the bison to come, and many others. You see, some bison are usually mistaken as buffaloes. This bison is, some people actually call the American bison a buffalo, but the European bison a hipmunk. You see, if you don't think I'm pronouncing it right, then you can just write in the comments below if you're European. You see, the European bison sometimes is mistaken also by a buffalo, but the buffalo word in Europe, European language, not American language. So you see that the American bison usually get hunted a lot, but European bison sometimes scare people because people kill too many bison. One bison can hurt over 10 million people a day, and maybe a herd of them can actually hunt down 1,000 million people a day. You see, because people kill too many bison, then they will have a payback. So you see, bison is very popular for making coats. Do not kill them a lot, and remember to subscribe for my channel and learning about animals with large brains that do not have eye senses. But the bison has a very good smelling sense, so they can easily smell a cougar from far away, and they can just report to the herd and then they run away. They can even smell a tiger, a bull, or any others, and then they will just run away like a normal bison. Some bison are even mistaken by bulls or buffaloes, but bulls have these super straight horns, But the male American bison and the male European bison have these slightly curved horns. But the female American and European bison have these curved and longer horns. So you see, they're pretty much very large, and they are very, very large because they're very, very large. They eat a lot, they store fat in their shoulders, and you see, they store lots of fat in their shoulders. So that's why they can just curve their heads down and live in the snow for 1,000 days. So, if you like my lesson, make sure to like and subscribe me more at Studying English with Tommy about animals and birds and human beings. Any animals. So you see, that is the lesson for today, and see you next time. And have a good day on your lab to discover more about animals or maybe dinosaurs, and leave a comment below to tell me to have those lessons and to teach you more about dinosaurs and some of the animals that I'm teaching for today. The buffalo and the bull are the next 2 days that I'm going to teach you. So, bye!